These next 10 clips, I think only 1% of the human population will be able to sit through. Number 10. These two motorists are driving through the UK when one of them stops and looks up into the sky. They stare at the clouds for about 15 seconds and nothing happens. Then just when they're about to give up, an unknown object appears immediately in front of them. It drifts into a cloud and then some kind of electric reaction happens. Lightning goes off and then a weird semi-transparent rectangular object floats to the ground. The video is very low quality, so either this has been taken a long time ago with a bad camera or else it's probably edited. Either way, I have to find out more about what was going on in that sky. Number 9. What was supposed to be a funny video becomes a claustrophobic nightmare after the student gets trapped in a small gym locker by accident. Her friend who shut the door on her was thinking that she would just tell her the combination to let her back out, not knowing it was someone else's locker who had been left open. This next part is kind of confusing, so I will do my best to try to explain. I think her friends don't believe that this isn't her locker, because they demanded to know her combination before doing anything else. After some time passes and none of the combinations are working, they start to believe her, which I hope my friends would have done right away. Anyway, I guess the locker doesn't belong to anyone in her gym class, because by the end of the video, there's a bunch of girls gathered around trying to figure out how to solve this without letting the teacher know. And if you thought this whole thing was just one big skit, her trembling voice and real tears says otherwise. They all realize this is kind of getting serious, and they stop recording from there, which probably means they really did have to go get an adult for help. Number 8. Dave Ovalcart explores an abandoned building on YouTube Live when his exploration is interrupted by a distinctly human voice, or at least something doing their best impression of one. Eventually, Dave O tracks the noise to a single room not too far away. He waits for another minute, hesitant to go any further, and sees a face poke around the corner. But when he rushes in, the person is gone. A closer look at the room shows that there are no windows or doors that they could have escaped through from the position that they were in. There simply should have been no way for them to disappear, and yet they are gone, leaving Dave completely disoriented and wondering what the heck is going on. Number 7. This video comes to us from a bus station in Sydney, Australia, and it has everyone convinced it's real, even the camera equipment itself. A dark mist floats across the upper right monitor, and soon motion tracking equipment puts a bright orange box around it to confirm. It eventually flows off of the monitor, at which point it should show up on the other monitor to the left, but nothing happens. The monitor sensor tries to track it for a bit longer, but it has simply vanished. Where do you guys think it went? Number 6. A YouTuber is waiting in the car alone when a total stranger walks up and tries to open all of her doors. I think that this is far from an honest mistake, because listen to how hard he pulls on the handle. He was really hoping that someone didn't shut the door all the way. But the real giveaway is how he didn't even try to open the driver's door. He probably knows from experience that this door is almost always locked, and it's not worth bothering with. Between his sunglasses and the tinted windows, I believe that he didn't know anyone was in the back seat at all. He casually walked away empty-handed, at least until someone forgot to lock their doors. Number 5. This video starts with somebody turning this door like they really want to get in. The problem is, nobody's there at all, and the knob won't stop turning. I can understand if there was a string tied to the other side, but there's not even that, and even if there is, there should be no way to make the door do what it does next. At 29 seconds, you can tell no one is holding the door from the top, and no one is touching it at all. Number 4. This man claims he can make a wooden matchstick pass through a silver watch without using anything but sheer will force. He focuses very deep for a moment, and then he proves it can be done. I'm almost positive that this is a sleight of hand, but I'm not sure. I don't see cuts in the editing, and it really does look like it was done in one smooth take. If anyone can please tell me how he did this, real or not, I would greatly appreciate it. Number 3. A Twitch streamer named Jake is visiting another country and enjoying the downtown nightlife. It's getting really late and he's about to turn in when 2 girls he's never seen before walk up with huge smiles and start dancing with him. They're acting like they've known Jake for a long time, while this guy in gray lurks in the background. Jake doesn't really notice at first, but he grows progressively more confused until one of them speaks in English so as not to alert the man that was nearby him. You can see that he's staring really hard at the woman with a serious expression. He's also standing way too close and it looks like he's within grabbing distance. When he looks over at them again, they try to play it cool by jumping up and down in fake excitement and acting like they don't even notice him. In reality, they are literally too scared to make eye contact with him, and they're turning to Jake for help. Jake hangs around for another few minutes until the man wanders off. They hug each other in relief and they quickly head off. I think the man had second thoughts about whatever he was going to do, but something tells me he wandered off to find an easier target. This video really shouldn't exist anywhere in this day and age, but sadly people like this are still creeps and they're still out there doing weird and bizarre things like this. Kudos to Jake for stepping in and putting a stop to it here. Number 2. This next video comes to us from a channel that bends all of the rules, and that's why it might be too much for you to handle. The 2 guys that star in this video end up scaling a crane in Hong Kong just in time to see the sun come up. As they grab yellow bar after yellow bar, climbing to the top, one of them hears a pop from above and prepares himself for the worst. Under a thin layer of paint, there is a ladder that's riddled with rust and snaps under his friend's feet. And if one section of the ladder's like this, the rest probably isn't much better. The upper portions are even more weather beaten, and at 6 minutes and 41 seconds, his hands are covered in rust. They spend some time getting a few shots at the top, and then they have to do it all over again on the way down. This time without the luxury of seeing where the rusty spots are before stepping on them. I don't think I could ever do something like this because I have a serious fear of heights. Even watching this video is a little frightening for me. Before we get to the number 1 clip in today's episode, make sure to go down below and drop a like. If you liked today's video, make sure to go subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, let's get to the scariest clip yet. Number 1. This video of a shaking alien-looking pod looks like it really shouldn't exist anywhere on planet Earth, let alone some random person's basement. The way it moves from left to right without being touched makes me think that some strange life form is about to burst forth. Most of the comments say that this could be some sort of egg or cocoon for a foreign host inside. Notice how strange the curly hair seems to protrude from the sections of its hardened exterior, indicating that this is in fact a living organism of some kind. The video ends just before we can see what hatches, but whatever it is, I just hope it isn't something that's harmful.